hear it.
I should probably have both you on my right so I can hear you better.
Gio's gonna bang a married guy.
It's all fun and games.
She loves it.
Anyway,
she's like, bring on those married guys.
I'd probably be better so I can hear you better. That's my deaf ear.
Go ahead and
unless
switch.
You're,
no, you're
unless
fine.
you're loud.
No.
I can be loud. I'll be louder than she is. That's for sure.
Will you? We'll see about that.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Anyway, welcome back to the Blamegirl podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne, who is not the loudest, but apparently that matters.
this idiot.
And the most off-center.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
And we have Brett Morris in the house this weekend. And guys, we're at Spanx. I know you can't see the background because we have all three of us here, so we have to turn it around. But we are on location at Spanx. We're going to be doing the open mic after. Brett, how was your weekend?
That's pretty good. I do apologize first thing for being a little late. That manifesto is quite a page turner.
That's right. You were very late. And I know you have to put together bombs to FedEx.
Well, no, he had to read the manifesto to prepare for tonight's podcast.
Yeah.
How was
so
your
I figured it's like only a day ago. I got to come on with some sort of like reference point.
How was your weekend?
No, the weekend was great. I did a private show in Jupiter.
With
Abby and Kevin Javier.
Nice.
Sita set it up.
Yeah, of course he did. He does all the private.
He got the private scene on lock.
He's the private pimp. That's what I'm gonna put on Sita now.
It was a private show for an HOA at Jupiter.
I live there, so I'm a little.
Yeah, so I didn't know what to expect
Sita,
getting into it. But it was actually fun and really cool.
It's not all about you, Gio.
I'm just close
Some
to
other
there,
people
so.
want to perform too.
You get me in private shows all the way to Miami.
I live right next to you. I'm a few miles away from you.
Yeah.
You hear me complaining?
All right, so yeah, you did that private show.
Yep.
You do anything else?
It's just because you're bad at
I had a
comedy.
date with a chick in
That's
Miami on Sunday, so that was fun. We got some
Will
tacos.
there be a second date?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Okay.
Quite possibly. Really cool chick.
What about you, Terry? How was your weekend?
What's my weekend? Me too. I did nothing. I worked on Saturday, and then Sunday I just kind of self-imploded and had a panic attack. That was fun.
That happens, yes.
Yeah, took an edible and just I don't even remember the rest of the day after that. Yeah, it was fine.
I had a good weekend. Thank you for asking.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nothing. I really didn't do anything.
Nobody
Friday,
ever cares.
Saturday, I didn't do anything. Sunday, I went out to dinner, and then I went to Red Light last night. That was fun.
Yeah, how was that show? Because you called me, but I was right in the middle of making steak.
I know. It was pretty fun. Like
Can't draw a man away from
always
his
cooking
steak.
she actually,
I do like cooking.
she actually put me up first. So like right after her.
Is that bad or good?
No,
What
it
do
was
you
good.
think?
I was actually on the show instead of on the open mic.
Oh,
These mosquitoes are tearing me up too.
well, that's nice.
So that was like the highlight of my night, or my weekend was my Sunday night.
Well,
so
they come
that was,
after me because I'm so sweet. I don't know why they're after you.
Who told you you were sweet?
My mama.
So all right, are you guys ready to do some blaming?
Please, can we hurry?
Can't wait to blame somebody.
Oh my God. I bet it's the whites.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it always?
Yeah, probably.
Straight white male.
Yeah.
All right. Let me open up my Adobe
This is not a promotion
PDF.
for Body Armor, so let me get this off the table.
We've been here for like 25 minutes and she's still not ready.
He's so good. He doesn't do any.
But
of
luckily
the
she
prep.
can blame it on the straight white male.
He doesn't
Show
do
prep.
any of the prep. Okay.
You're right. It'd be much more
So,
efficient if I did.
Guys, and you have no transition, so shut the fuck. Okay. Anyway, so cruise ships are more affordable than housing now. Who's to blame?
Oh, this is the. Yeah, this is
The government.
No. This
You
is.
can't cut our guests off like that.
I
Go
absolutely
on,
can.
Brett.
I absolutely
government?
can. That's ridiculous.
How's the government? to blame?
Everything's the government's fault.
See.
Yeah.
He's
Federal
making
Reserve
a.
keeping interest rates too low, spending too much money, causing inflation.
Mhm.
No.
What are the actual prices of a cruise ship
That's not
stay
how
right
inflation
now?
works. Don't
$46
spread
a day.
misinformation.
Inflation with the money supply.
$46 a day.
Was that because supply and demand and nobody wants to go on, so they have to bring the price down?
That's what I'm asking you guys. Who's to blame? Who you blaming? You said the government. Simply, Terry. What do you think?
Unchecked capitalism is definitely to blame.
Those are
The
definitely.
wealth gap. We've seen this before. This isn't anything new. We were just talking about on the way down. The last time that the wealth gap and wealth inequality was this high, was this wide between the top and the bottom, was we call it the roaring 20s. And that's what led into the 30s, which we all know was the Great Depression. So economies are just like ecosystems. They have a way of naturally checking themselves. And yeah, just think about it this way. I'm 41 years old, right? 20 years ago, I couldn't name a billionaire. I couldn't name one billionaire on the whole earth. Like the only people who had billions of dollars when I was a teenager were like sheiks and like kings and queens. Like that, nobody had billions of
Someone who was
dollars.
like an oligarch. Okay, go
Yeah,
on.
nobody had that kind of money. You had millions. And when I think I was like 13 when I first started like looking at it, and Bill Gates was the richest man on earth, and he had like 56 or 60, $660 million.
Yeah.
Like-
How many other billionaires could you name at that
A
point?
bunch.
No, a bunch. Like Warren Buffett was there. He was still around. He's still like way
But
up
at
the
some
top.
point, they all
But-
went to the billion.
Yeah, but they all went to the billions. But that's the thing is, wealth gained, but wages didn't.
Yeah.
Like everything went up by wages. But the problem is that an economy is like a pyramid, and that bottom piece that holds it all together, that's your lower class, and then your middle class, and your upper class, and then your elites at the top. That's why they buried the pharaohs at the top of the pyramid. It was symbolic. They're at the top of the food chain.
All right.
But when you
I
take
thought
that
they said
bottom,
they've never found an actual
and you
person
take,
buried in a pyramid.
I never heard that.
I think they have, but if
They
they take,
got Tutankhamun out of there.
yeah, I know, but I wasn't gonna get into it. But you take that,
Maybe it's just a
the
great
point is, this is just an analogy. We're not,
Pretty great.
this is an Indiana Jones podcast. It's just an analogy for society, for an economic structure. If you take that bottom piece out, everything falls apart.
So, guys, Richard Burke and Angelin Burke, they're in their 50s. They had a dream of retiring of a life of travel, and they're actually living the life they want, but it's aboard cruise ships. Sorry, it's $43 a day, which is, she's an accountant and she crunched the numbers, and it's cheaper than living on land. It's crazy.
Unless you like to drink, and
So
then it's
why doesn't
way
everyone
more
do it?
expensive.
Why
you
isn't
bu-
everyone doing it then?
I don't know.
If everybody,
The
well,
demand
that's,
is not everybody is for the sea,
I mean, I hate cruises. I've been on one and I vowed I'd never go again.
I'm black. I ain't going
If
on no
you
ships.
if you
Nope.
want an alcoholic beverage,
Yeah.
that's $15 a shot. No ifs, ands, or buts. And
So you say
I
they
hate-
use that as a teaser rate to get you on the boat, and then they
And
charge
the-
the shit out of you.
right, exactly.
So the overall cost for being on there for a day might be more than what a
Depending
day's
on what
rent
your
costs.
lifestyle
Can you
is.
bring your own liquor onto
No.
the ship?
It's a big
No.
faux pas. Chris.
No.
You might. Some
No,
of
they
them let
check
you
your
bring
luggage.
wine,
Yeah.
but they won't let you bring.
There's
hard
actually
liquor.
there's hacks online that I've
Can you
seen.
bring
where you
your-
fill the wine
Yeah,
bottle
you can
up
fill
and
water
seal it.
bottles up.
Can you
and
bring
stuff
your
like that.
own? But okay, what if you do this? Here,
What's that?
this is what you do. You drink off the boat when you go to these little.
You're on the boat way longer than you're on
Yeah,
land.
that's true.
Can you smoke weed on the boat?
Again, big faux pas. I did. I brought weed on the boat.
Okay.
Very ingeniously, I emptied out a few cigarettes and filled them up with weed and just put them back in my
Smart.
pack. And they didn't.
Potheads find a way. They
Yeah,
can find a way.
That's true. And alcoholics find a way too. Like that's why all those hacks.
Yeah,
exist.
right.
You should,
I just didn't
look up
drink.
the YouTube
I was
video.
just like, it was like a moral stance for me. I was
So-
like, I would rather not have drinks than pay you $15-20 for every drink. Like it's
Doug Stano,
it's an insult.
comedian, did a big thing where he made a booze suit where he had like the little small flexible bags taped all over him, and he brought something like 2 gallons worth of liquor attached to his body. Like he
Jason
was smuggling drugs through
Innovative.
TSA.
Jason says that the boat's bathroom is the best place to get high if you don't want to get busted. I disagree, Jason, because I had a room with a balcony, so that was the best place for me.
Jason,
I
you be
smoked
getting
weed.
high?
I smoked cigarettes out there. I smoked weed out there. I banged my wife out there.
Okay,
Like
Terry.
what?
It's TMI. All
it's
right.
not
We get it.
TMI.
You're
It's
awesome,
the
okay?
best. It's the best part of
get
it.
it.
That's why you get a balcony.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're gambling if you smoke weed on a cruise ship. Just like our governor in Florida gambled with state employees' pensions and the Russian investments. Guys, who's to blame for this?
I will not sit here and let you disgrace our Lord and Savior Ron DeSantis.
Oh my
What you gonna
God.
do about it?
You
What you
mean
gonna do about
you
it?
mean classy Trump? That's all that is. That's Trump that knows how to act right. He's dangerous.
He don't know how to act.
Which
Right?
probably makes him a little bit more dangerous.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's what I just said.
It's far more persuasive.
He's so slappable. He's like slappable, like Ted
Based.
Cruz. Like
But I
Ted
did-
Cruz. But
I-
yo,
yeah, it
what,
was
like,
hard
who's
finding-
to blame for this? Why would he invest state employees' pensions in Russian investments and not pull them out right before this war?
Because it's not his money.
I like that answer.
It's a real
And the
answer.
easiest way to lose
If
money
it
on
was-
an investment is to pull it out when it's
I
down.
don't give a shit if it was Ron DeSantis or Nancy Pelosi. If it was their money, it'd have been out long before that shit started.
If it was federal employees' money or
Who
he
gives
was
a fuck
paid
about
employee.
Oh,
but-
employees. Who gives a shit? They don't
Yeah.
care. They're self-interests.
And
So
also,
was it ever a good investment, you think?
I mean, there's
apparently
money.
there was far more than just him who had it.
Yeah.
He was one of the few people that didn't pull it out, apparently.
Yeah.
Mm,
And so he's betting on the economy the investment coming back
Yeah.
and rebounding, which is why he hasn't pulled it out and taken a loss. So technically,
You know
leaving
what?
the
He was-
investment isn't a loss yet.
I know what it is.
If it comes back.
He was too busy trying to figure out which textbooks had trans people represented in them and how to get those out. And he was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about the money." Well, I guess those
I think he
people
was
are,
dealing with the
don't get to
He
retire
was
he
anymore.
was getting all salty over Disney.
So do you
Maybe.
think
It was one or
or
the
is
other.
it just Republican politics? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but now they support communism. If it's Russian communism. So
That's right.
do you think it was Republican politics that caused DeSantis to go ahead and keep his investments in there? They got to keep supporting Trump or keep that illusion up, at least until DeSantis is elected president, in
No.
my opinion.
All Republicans are commies now. That's just what
I
it
think
is.
they're making too big of a deal of it being Russian investments because
Yeah.
from the little bit I could find on this, it's like barely anybody reporting on it. I think it was an NPR article said that this is the 300 million is 1% of the total investments of Florida's retirement plan.
Oh,
So this is
it's
not
even
that
a
big of an
lot.
investment. There's something like $1 billion something total in the
It
retirement.
was $200 million
Yes,
that
but the
he
total
lost.
of the retirement funds, this is only a small portion of it.
Ugh, but that's
This
still
isn't
a
this
lot
isn't
of
like the
money.
total of Florida's
Well, I
retirement
mean,
fund.
he's right.
That's
Look, when
almost
you have
that's a fifth of $1 billion.
yes, but nobody takes that amount of money and then just all eggs in one basket. Nobody does. Everybody diversifies.
The
That's
whole,
what
the whole
hedge
thing is
funds are.
diversified.
Yeah, but
The whole thing-
why wouldn't he pull out when the saber rattling started?
Because he took the bet on it coming back and being an actual improvement.
No, because then you have to rebuy. That's when you take all your money out of the investment, you let it drop, and then you rebuy it at a lower price.
No, he left
and
it
then
in at
Yeah,
the
I
original
understand.
at the
But
original
if
price.
that was the goal was to let it bounce back, you would have taken it out, let it drop to the floor,
if
and
you got
then
it out early
put,
enough,
and
but
then
if
yeah.
it was
But
already
if you knew
down,
that-
you take it out as a loss.
If you knew the U.S. was imposing sanctions, why wouldn't you go ahead and get that investment out and redirect it in something like, I don't know?
Because he forgot.
Twitter,
He's a
there's
busy
another
guy.
Republican
Because
He's a
it's
busy
1%
guy,
of the
and he
retirement
forgot.
fund. It's not that big of a deal.
We all forget it happened.
So if you
to
put 1% of your retirement fund in an IRA and one little piece of it, like I don't know, tech stocks, they go boom.
I didn't realize.
I'm just sticking to my original answer, which is he didn't care. It's not
I
his
didn't
money.
realize this.
Doesn't
Several
care.
states have been issued with orders to either divest assets in Russian-based entities or review and terminate state contracts with Russian firms. So
Yeah,
that's
they're trying to hit Russia on every angle, sanctions and all that.
yeah,
And the sanctions haven't really worked because their ruble went down and then it came right back up.
yeah.
So it's not like it's hurting us mostly more than it's hurting them. They're still selling their oil, just not to us.
What do you think we should be doing about it? Nothing, or do you think that
As far as the retirement plan,
no, just
Doing about
Well, Mr. Pellish here
about
says
Russia?
that Mr. Pellish here says that Europe has been investing in Russia for decades by buying their energy from them.
Haven't we all?
I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
but
man. That's
as
not even a
still-
fair fucking argument. Like
that's a big part of the whole
we
thing.
buy,
is a pipeline in them.
we buy oil from the Middle East and they do terrible shit. So
Do you
like,
think that the Europeans divested their interest in Russian assets, Jason, when they knew that the sanctions were coming? If you were a good protector of those assets, you would have divested those assets from there. I don't know. I feel like you're doing gymnastics to make it work to make it seem like it's okay that he did it.
You're
Because
saying it's not a big
You
deal.
know,
You're making it out
little
there.
right.
DeSantis, like you say, is your
A little
Lord
bit
and
right.
Savior. So you're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
for him, you know? And
I don't have a retirement fund. It doesn't matter to me what he does with it.
Actually,
I don't have a public
it's
retirement
funny.
fund
That's
either.
he's the reason why you don't have a retirement fund. The entire GOP is the reason why you don't have a retirement fund.
speaking of the entire GOP, we are in danger of welcoming a new entertainer into the Republican Party. Guys, Dr. Oz. Jesus.
Dr. Oz, go ahead. Trying to fix the
Dr.
framing.
Oz is running in a Republican primary in Pennsylvania from his beachfront Palm Beach property. Beachfront, that's hard to get. And complaining about the liberal fucking elites. Who's to blame? How is this motherfucker the elitist of the elite pointing to the liberal elites who went to college to run for office? Like, how is this even a thing? How can he do this?
Well, just because you went to college doesn't make you smart, you know? Like they can teach a
That's an
monkey.
elite.
No, they can teach a monkey how to learn, remember, and repeat things. That's how we taught them sign language.
I don't, but that's
Like
not
it
the
doesn't make
point
you
here.
intelligent. Like
The point is, he's calling liberals elites because they went to college.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm.
And
He's pulling a page out of Trump's playbook and saying what the people that he's trying to win votes for want to hear and what resonates with them.
definitely.
It doesn't matter if he's also. an
He knows
elite.
that they didn't go to college, and they're like, yeah, it's those college
But
elites.
they also don't have the beachfront
Mark Christopher in
property.
the house right here.
Because
What's
Pennsylvania
up,
doesn't
buddy?
have a beach.
I can't
Yeah,
even argue with it.
He went to college for like 9 years.
We're
Yeah,
talking-
Is it illegal for him to run in Pennsylvania?
Guys, I am focused on the beach.
it should be because
It
he
probably
didn't.
should
He
be.
didn't live there.
The
He
beachfront
moved there to run.
property on Palm Beach Island.
What?
I don't think y'all understand that. Who has beachfront property on Palm Beach Island?
Much people. I used to own a. I used to own a store there, called Beyond Decor, a long time ago.
On the beachfront?
It was right next to the Breakers, actually.
So it wasn't on the beachfront. I mean,
But no, I'm saying
beach-
I was
Jason,
in.
you've been to Palm Beach Island. There's a beach.
No,
Most
I
of the houses are removed from the beach.
No,
Some of
I
them
was
have a little
in the
cabana.
I was in the social web of Palm Beach Island.
So you know what
We
I'm
had
talking
cocktail
about.
parties. I've
You
had
know
the
what
Trump.
I mean about the beach.
We've
then.
had the Trump family in our place before. Like
I didn't know it was in the presence of royalty.
apparently, I've been to Mar-a-Lago like 10 times. Like
He'll tell you
it's boring.
all about it.
Bragger.
I know. No, I hate it every time.
He's so
I did
bougie.
steal a glass from there though, just so I could say I got something.
Something
Trash.
besides her.
I
Just
took that.
trash.
I took that Scotch glass with me. It's still in my house right now. Like
Just tastes better, doesn't
So
it really does. It tastes like bitter.
I just don't get
It's
this.
bitter tears of somebody who can't admit they lost an election.
I just don't get how this motherfucker can be like in Florida on the beach running for a primary, Republican primary in Pennsylvania.
Would you be okay if it was a Democratic primary?
I would not,
Okay.
I don't want him on the Democratic side either. I
The-
would.
the
But
article-
you did put a little stank on
Yeah,
that when
like
you
the
said it.
Republican
Yeah,
primary.
The
yeah,
thing
yeah.
about it is,
Like,
is
how
These
dare he.
idiots, you know.
it's complaining about elites while actively being elite. It's the hypocrisy.
What do you mean elites? You had a television show for like a decade. What are you talking about,
It's the-
elites?
Yeah, it's the hypocrisy.
It's like it's the same
He
thing
said,
as
he
what's
said
her.
something about elites with yards.
It's
That's
the same
what
thing as
William
Marjorie
said.
Taylor Greene wearing a mask that says "I will not be silenced." You're a congressman. You're on television every day. What do you mean you're not going to be silenced?
Dr. Oz said elites with yards told those without yards to stay inside. His
Yeah, other
yard-
people have said it better.
Mhm.
He didn't think of that. That's just something that's been floating around, and he co-opted it.
Just by the way, just throwing this out there since you made
Why
it
are
such
they
a
gobbling it up? Like, why does the Republican
just throwing
Party-
this out there since you mentioned it in such a harsh way. Palm Beach Island is garbage. It is a garbage community. I don't care if their houses are worth tens of millions of dollars. It doesn't matter to me. It's a garbage community. If you're anybody of note, you should be up at Palm Beach Gardens or you should be down in East Boca. You know what I mean?
I live in Palm Beach. I don't.
Not
I
your
just-
part of Palm Beach Gardens. They don't.
I don't
They don't
live
let
there.
you into the nice.
I don't
part.
live in Palm Beach.
Yeah, they don't.
Gardens. I live in Revere.
No.
next to the Black folks.
No.
The other people that said it better was the everyone trying to say we're in this together. They're all like celebrities and
Yeah.
these mansions with their pool in their background. And like,
Yeah.
we have to stay locked down because we're all in this together.
Oh, I know. And
No,
then
it just doesn't resonate with the average person.
Yeah,
you
no.
stay in your
Yeah,
house.
I
We're
do
gonna make
agree
a
with
video.
that. I do
We're gonna
agree.
make a video of all of us singing Imagine, and
Uh-huh.
that's gonna make you feel better about
But
your
you know what?
situation.
You know what's
That's
all
so
the only
stupid.
thing that happened is all the fucking elites have come down here, bought up all the yards so that they can hang out. And elites like Dr. Oz, he doesn't even live here, and he's running. It's carpetbaggers like that, you know, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's living here, he's running up there,
And I think people in Pennsylvania are just looking for someone that doesn't despise them,
Well, here,
which is why he's probably going to get a lot of votes. And maybe he's just doing this for his own
well,
credibility. And
she's copping an attitude because he lives here, but he's running up there.
I think that's
and-
why
But that's that's the
complaining
same.
about
That
elites.
is the same exact thing.
while
that
complaining about elites.
I know, but that's the same exact thing the Democrats did in Austin. Was they took over Austin? They're like, we're going to turn this red state blue, and they've almost done it.
Mhm.
You know, so you can't. That's the,
No, they haven't.
but the article you sent
No,
me
they
said
have.
he is
they've
renting.
almost done it.
He's renting
Okay.
out the Palm Beach one, and he lives actually in New Jersey.
When he's here, when he's not here, he rents it
So
out.
this is his vacation home. It's not his. He lives
He
out
rents
here.
it out for the modest price of $90,000 per month. So,
Jason said he'll send us a plate of wings if we'll eat them while I
if
mean,
you can pull that off.
do you need
we'll
my
eat it.
Venmo? Like, I'll take free wings.
Yeah, you gonna
He's
call?
just gonna
You gonna
call
call
ahead to
Donna?
Spanx.
Yeah.
You just gonna call Donna?
Yeah, and I'm sorry that we're gonna disagree on this, but yeah, Palm Beach is kind of trash. It's all
Jason-
old money, and it's all like gross and Victorian. It's all like, you know, post-revolutionary France.
Jason,
man.
you need to bring your ass out. I'll say that. But anyway,
Yeah, we'll get him on the podcast.
we're at. It's called Spanx the Hog. It's in Fort Lauderdale or Pompano. So, speaking of Pompano, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to transition.
Beautiful
Yes.
segue.
That's-
This has been weighing on my heart all day. An 18-year-old self-identified white supremacist shut up a black grocery store yesterday. Y'all, who's to blame?
well, what's he gonna do?
White
Shoot up a
guys?
white grocery store?
He
Obviously
definitely
not.
would not shoot the white people at that
No,
grocery store.
no. Of course,
What's
he's
Why?
gonna.
a white grocery store? Is that like Aldi?
I think it's Publix actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're
They don't
Whole
have- do
Foods.
they have
No,
Publix?
it's Whole Foods. It's Whole Foods. That's what it
He
is.
didn't go to no damn Whole
And I
Foods.
say that,
Or Trader Joe's?
and I shop at Whole Foods, but
I gotta say, it's really hard for me to look at this story with humor. I have, for a long time, felt just uncomfortable walking around as a black person, like feeling like someone's gonna shoot me just for being black, and then this happened. So I don't really know what to say about this. This is terrifying to me.
if I heard you got shot, the last thing I would think is, oh, it's probably because she's black. No, it's because of this thing, this big hole in your
It's
face.
because of misogyny.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Women can't talk like
Somebody
me.
was mansplaining bullets to her. That's what.
He said, "I'll just give her one."
And I'm sure he was so smart.
Well, let me just show you then. God, you know,
I'm sure he
like
was so smart.
that's what it is.
Such a smart guy.
Mm.
But guys, what do y'all think? Why was this able to happen? Like, how come we couldn't prevent this? This guy had been arrested or investigated before.
You know what the answer is? We've done this so many times. The NRA. The NRA is the main problem behind every single
Does the NRA support
gun-related
white
death in
supremacy?
America. Huh?
Does the NRA support white supremacy?
I couldn't speak intelligently on that point. I don't know.
That's what
Uh,
I'm wondering about.
I don't-
Why is the white supremacy pervasive? It's like what we were talking about before we started the podcast about how you have freedom of speech. People can fucking be racist
Yeah.
if they're allowed to.
And I don't think they should.
They can have guns.
I don't think that should be covered under free speech. After World War II, Germany, you know, famously imposed a law that said you
don't
couldn't,
disagree with what you're
there's
saying.
no hate speech allowed. You couldn't raise a swastika. You couldn't use any Nazi symbolism anymore. They literally, I have pictures because I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time there. But I have pictures of where they chiseled out iron crosses out of like, bridge gateways or gateways into towns and things like that. Like they were like, nope, no more for anybody. And I think what would be the harm if we said David Duke couldn't parade through the
that's
streets
the thing.
with a semi-automatic weapon?
I think
Why don't we say that?
I think that's the thing. I like if you stop the rhetoric in advance, maybe people won't spiral to this point where they're
Are you even
taking.
able to stop the rhetoric?
Here's
Wait, no, let me get in there.
All right, go ahead.
Because part of stopping the rhetoric would be stopping people like Tucker Carlson, who's perpetuating this replacement theory.
Oh,
Right?
Tucker's the worst. He's the worst
Tucker
one.
He's
of
the
all.
antithesis of all this.
He's
Okay.
replacing.
He really is the
He
worst.
is so worried about Black people, immigrants replacing white people, and he tells this to his band of,
Misfits. You
white
can say it.
supremacists.
It's
No,
fine.
white supremacists that watch his show, and
They
that
do
take
watch his
that
show.
and they run with it, and they go and they're like, we got to kill these N-words. Here's your reparations. Oh, sorry, white man, I won't shoot you.
All right. Take it
Okay.
easy.
Or do you think there's an element to it with social media, like the live stream aspect? Do you think he was going to be?
That was just he wanted the recognition. I don't
Yeah.
think the live stream made him do it. Like he was probably going to do it if there was no live stream, but
100%.
pushing people into undergrounds just makes the rot and fester of their shitty ideologies worse. Like if there's no one to refute it,
it doesn't. You can't say that's
And that's
happening in Europe.
No,
you
but
know?
that's a
but they don't
good.
have the same constitution we do, so it's
Well, no, but they do have a very
There's no-
similar.
there's
Maybe
free
they
speech.
don't,
They
but
don't-
maybe ours needs revisiting.
Actually, you know what the best part is? Since we've been talking about it, is the German Bill of Rights. Thank you. The German Bill of Rights has 12. Ours has 10. You know who wrote the German Bill of Rights? Our civil engineers. We gave them more rights than we gave our own citizens. How fucked up is that? So don't say that they don't have
and
equal.
some of the
They
stuff that
have
the Nazis
more.
did,
They
they took it
literally
from
have
things
more
that we
than
were
us.
doing here
Huh?
at the time. Some of the things that Nazis used to justify what they were doing were things that they saw us
Wait,
doing
how did
here.
we get
Yeah.
the Nazis from the French?
Well, you started white supremacists.
Well,
and
you
the
said
German Bill of
Europe,
Rights.
and yeah,
Oh, okay.
Europe's in Germany.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but
I am aware.
Are you
there's a
guys
mansplaining.
Korean of sorts?
Yeah, sort of.
Somebody bought you one, so.
Oh,
Oh.
Jason! Oh my
He actually
God.
went through with it.
Viewers. All right, that's
We
awesome.
gonna look
That's pretty-
so
Jason
popular
Pellish.
tonight, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Holy
Thank you,
shit!
Jason.
Love the wings.
Please
They're
tell me you
bringing
didn't
them
get like
out.
ghost pepper or something. We're
Oh
all
my
gonna choke
God.
in
Yeah,
the
Our
what
number
kind of
one
wings did you
fan.
get us?
Let's give you
I
some
am-
ghost pepper. and
I
Cheers.
am
tell us about
blown.
white
I am
supremacy.
blown away.
Cheers
Good
to
on you,
Jason.
sir. Good on you.
All right.
Fucking
so,
great. But no, and just to get to a deeper point, like you were talking about, elites and how they'll talk down to other people that aren't elites about elites. And it's like, who do you think Tucker Carlson is? He inherited a massive fortune from the Swanson Empire
He rich
by
and
the time he
racist.
was
Rich and
18.
racist.
Like, what are you talking? Why are you listening to him about elites? He's as elite as it gets.
Do you,
That's the part that
Anybody
bugs me
anybody
about
that
it.
has
Wait,
a
wait,
news
wait.
show is an
are
elite.
you
No. He is an elite amongst elites. He has
A lot of
hundreds
them
of
are.
millions
are
of
you a
dollars.
Tucker fan?
No.
Okay.
I'll see
I'm
a
just
clip
saying,
every
but
once in a while.
he has hundreds of millions of dollars, and then he goes on and talks to some dirt farmer in Georgia, and they listen to him. I'm like, why are you listening to this? I'd
And,
rather you listen to your mechanic.
The big
At least then you be
the
genuine.
big problem with freedom of speech, right, is that when you have a big platform like Tucker Carlson,
Sure.
and you are speaking to the masses that are uneducated in this veiled fucking racist replacement theory language, they take that and run with it. Like this 18-year-old kid, not just the old people anymore, because this is a kid that did this. Do you think there's any part of nurture in this? Do you think his family may be to blame also?
Look, man, if I had, there's a reason why a lot of these people are under 30, right? Guy who shot up Parkland, under 30. Guy who shot up the church in what was it, Virginia or Carolina? One of those.
Christ Church or
Huh? Yeah, the
the
Christ
Zealand
Church.
one?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the young little white supremacist that when shot up, yeah,
That was one of the Carolinas, probably.
yeah, exactly.
Nico, you just
Nico
wanna be in the
Bowlingstein,
podcast?
everybody.
We said white supremacy too many times.
I know,
in the
because
show.
she never leaves it on. She puts on the thing. But
Nico, have you
no,
written
there's
that
a
book
reason
yet?
why.
No, but one time I got really fucked up and had a manic episode and made a religion.
There you go. Make your own religion, the Nico way. No, but there is a reason why these guys are younger. It's so much easier to fanaticize younger men, which is why when you look at groups like ISIS and Al Qaeda's, you know, they have leaders that are gray haired in their 60s and 50s, but every one of their foot soldiers is all in their early 20s because they get them young, you get them all hyped up, you get them believing that they can do something in the world, and it hypes them up. And then you do that here and they feel powerless, you know, and they feel like the whole world's against them because you told them it was. What the fuck do you think they're gonna do? Like they're gonna go, there's a certain percentage that are gonna go bananas. How do you stop it? Oh, that is a long answer, man.
Mhm.
Because
That's
you
probably got a multi-pronged
you
approach.
have American freedom on this side, and then you have responsibility on this side. So pick your targets better. Like, I guess, like if
Family
you're gonna
values
shoot
could
up a
help.
place, maybe start with the Westboro Baptist Church. You know, nobody's gonna blame you for that. You start there, and then you can work your way up to OAN. You know, and
Come on,
Newsmax.
Come on.
What did you have an episode where you brought
What's
up
that?
the subway shooter?
Shooting up the Federal Reserve Bank.
There
The
you
New
go.
York subway
Nicholas says
shooter?
Federal Reserve.
Did we talk about the subway shooter in New York?
We did. Yeah, because I was there like a week before that happened.
Yeah.
And it was literally on the line that I was using every day. Like, that
Why,
was-
do you have something to say about the
No,
subway
because I look back and I didn't hear your opinion on it.
well, he didn't really have a manifesto. He didn't really have a
Well,
point.
he had a
He
lot
was-
of rants that were online available that were racist and
Oh yeah, sure. But no, he's a classic example of like, I'm doing
he's
this.
an older
Did
man too,
Yeah, I know. but
60 something. So
He's gone.
it's a mental health
But
issue on
look,
this.
no.
No. On
But-
that particular one,
but look,
absolutely.
Let me just say this. I think the way, personally, the way to address it is I think you don't let those ideas be out there, be allowed to be out there. So just as much as in the white community, you would do that in the black community because there's,
You can't kill
wait,
an
let me
idea.
finish. There's racism in the black community towards what Asians and maybe white people.
Yeah, but there's racism everywhere.
Mhm.
Literally everywhere in the world, all over the place, all the time.
That's what I was saying.
And it's
You
just
can't
because
But
silence
people-
it by
no, you
sending them to a
can't.
corner of the
They've done it
internet.
in Europe.
Because they're still
Racism's
thinking
not
it
an
and they're still
American
gonna
They've
talk
done
it.
it in Europe, and they
There's no
control it.
racism
They
and
don't.
killings in Europe.
There are, but
No,
not
there's
like
quite a
there
bit,
are-
They
actually.
didn't do it.
Not like they are here.
No,
they
you just
they have
don't
a
hear
problem with
about it.
stabbings, not shooting, so it's not as sensational.
Okay, that's my point. Two
What?
places you
Well, there's
can
plenty of
address it are the
shootings, too.
first and second
But
fucking
They're more
amendment.
prevalent as knifings. They're trying to ban knives now.
No, that's in the UK
That's what I'm saying.
specifically.
She said
Europe's
Europe, I said
bigger than
I
that.
was talking about UK.
You like let people think they can say whatever the fuck they want to say, and you think anybody let anybody think they can have a gun. This is the fucking recipe right here, and it terrifies me as a black person. Because, I know y'all can't understand that. You can't walk a mile in my shoes, but like
There's empathy. You can have empathy.
I've been scared about this before this type of shit even happened. Because I hate walking my dog.
And you're wrong about that. You're wrong about that. You're wrong that I can't feel how you feel because I absolutely have been in situations where I felt exactly how you felt.
Okay.
I was driving through France one time and I stopped at a little town called Lyon. It's just an industrial town, but it's a huge Muslim population. So I just walked down and I was just trying to get something to eat for the night. So I just walked down into the little village and I walked through the thing and oh my God. I was, first of
But
all,
Terry,
the
you were
only
out
white
of
person
the
around.
country.
Oh, what?
You weren't at home.
It doesn't matter.
It does
the
matter.
feeling
I
is
am
the
in
feeling.
America.
He was
I
the
live here
minority
in
of the
America.
population.
I'm
Don't
saying,
fuck that,
what
fuck that.
I'm saying is
I am
I was
American,
I was
and I am in America feeling like that. That's my point. It's not
Okay,
the same.
so if he was
like,
white, born in that same town that he's talking about,
it was-
does that mean
then
he's
he
a
could
resident?
maybe
No,
say
I'm
he
saying
understands how I feel.
I'm saying
You
that I can
chose
understand
to
how
be
you
in that
feel
place.
because let's say we together we're say, oh, let's buy a house in Leon and we move there tomorrow. You are gonna feel a lot more comfortable than I am.
Yeah.
So don't say it's not possible to feel that way.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but when it's your home,
Mm.
you're not gonna choose to be there
Yeah,
because
but do you-
of that.
Do you
I'm
understand
not
that
gonna want to
you're
be oppressed.
do
as
you
a
understand
woman
that you're taking like a white arrogant mentality right now? Yeah, you are because you're saying that's impossible to feel that way. That's the same way that a white people go to Africa and they go, oh, look at all these minorities. No, they're the majority.
Mhm.
You're the minority now.
Yeah.
Like that's how it
Like,
works.
if you go to Tokyo, you're
You
going to
can
be the
go-
odd person out.
Exactly. You're the minority now.
They
You
can
can
be
go to
racist towards
places
you.
where just being white doesn't mean like we have a table for you, sir. Like they don't.
But you realize, like, I can go to Africa as well, and I'm Black American. That's different than just being African.
What does that have to do with anything?
'Cause
I'm
you're
saying
making
you're
it
not.
seem like
and
I
you'd
can
probably
go to
be the
Africa
elite in that
and
area.
I don't
You-
think
you're
so.
Yeah, but you can't
well-educated.
walk down the street and just people go, Black American. They don't.
No,
You
they
know what I
wouldn't.
mean?
agree.
But they look at
But
me
they
and they're
don't know if
going,
they could-
that guy used to oppress us during apartheid.
They could be
like,
like, South
that's what-
African white guy though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it is possible to feel that same way.
I guess.
I'm sure I could feel something of what you feel if I were to walk into like the
That's
middle
why
of a
everybody
black
should-
neighborhood, just
Everybody
trying to
should
go
travel.
somewhere, and I'm like, these
That's
guys
not
are looking at me because I'm different.
Y'all are going to other places. I'm walking my
I'm
dog
talking
where
about
I
you're
live.
bringing a black neighborhood in America where I'm.
No, I'm
that
talking
was-
about my neighborhood where I live.
I'm
in-
sorry that you're not the majority of the population. That's nothing
I'm
anybody can do about
You
that.
don't need to apologize for that.
It's
Yeah.
gaining though. It's like
That's-
17%.
Okay.
Of black.
Yeah, in
Okay,
America.
but
yeah.
Nonetheless, I'd like
It
to
was
be.
9 when I was
I'd like
young.
to just.
Are you promoting replacement theory?
I'd like to be able to just.
Just quoting numbers, man.
Are you?
No.
I was being facetious.
Yeah.
I was just
He was busting my balls. You
Mhm.
were just being gullible.
No, I was.
She was all in. What?
I was
Terry?
also busting his balls, but of course they believed me. Anyway, all right. I'm tired of going back and forth with you white guys on this.
Oh, I thought we were gonna fix it.
That-
I
you
thought
know
we
what's
were right on
funny
the
is
cusp of
you're,
fixing it.
you know what's funny is I just realized
with you
you're
two.
wearing the blue and I'm wearing the red. Maybe we should switch shirts.
Not with
you know?
you two.
Because
I don't pick my wardrobe
Yeah.
like that.
well, I
Alright.
famously was a conservative Republican for like 11 years.
Like we talked last week. Like
yeah, I
when we were
left.
talking about abortion in the bar.
Yeah.
And you were asking me where I stand. I was like, I consider myself more of like a 80s, 90s liberals where, yeah, if it's a few cells, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But then when you get to a point, there needs to be some responsibility.
Yeah, you're like 16 weeks and then you're done. Like,
I didn't say my point was 16. I said that's not unreasonable.
no, that isn't. I don't think that's
I know you
unreasonable at
were
all.
saying 2 years old is.
Oh
you're
wow, the
cut off
wings
limit
are
or
here. Thank
Wow.
you, Jason.
something. What
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
Look at this,
heat can you
Jason.
give us?
So that is so sweet and the medium one.
All right.
It's like the work.
Nice.
I thought he was going to try to make us do a hot ones challenge.
Yeah, we're great.
I'll take another Bombay Sapphire and Club Soda with the lime. No.
Have a crack and coke.
A crack and a coke?
Crack and rum.
Kraken.
Oh,
Crack and coke.
yeah. I thought you were just like, can I smoke some crack and get a coke, please?
Can I use your straw?
Can I get an 8-ball of crack and
Hey, let me
coke?
get your lighter.
Jason says, let's do the blame game, then message to white people. No, Jason,
No.
we got to interview
Thank God.
Brett.
Thank God we have a showrunner.
We got to interview Brett. All right. Do you want to watch us eat these wings?
We've already interviewed Brett once before.
Yeah, we have.
Now we get to eat wings. Like,
We're going to interview
that's how
Brett.
great our fans are.
Maybe some of his answers have changed.
Oh, please. Brett does comedy. Go see him. He's got a show at the Extreme Sports Bar in Coral Springs.
First Friday of the month.
Damn,
First
we
Friday
need
of every
a
month. There it is.
Ranch or nothing?
Nothing. No, you just gotta.
Are you literally complaining about a free lunch?
Hey, tell him to call the store.
This is
and
why
get
you
some
don't get
ranch.
reparations. This is exactly why.
It'll never be enough.
Yeah, because we give you wings
That's
and
why
you're
they
like,
want
where's
you
the
to-
ranch?
If
Where
you
the
knew he was gonna say
carrots?
something
Where
about reparations.
the
Celery,
celery?
not carrots. Good God.
Oh,
Blue cheese or go fuck your mom.
no,
Yeah.
ranch. All right, Brett. Welcome. He is the host. Oh, wait, no. Hold on.
We already talked about it.
No, I got to introduce him.
That's comedy.
Right.
We all do comedy.
No. He gave me his intro, and I want
You didn't
to.
have to tell I wrote it for you.
Oh, this is good. Now I'm interested. Now I'm in on this.
Welcome
Let's-
to the show, Brett Morris, straight, cisgendered, white male supporter of the patriarchy, most likely unvaccinated, identifies as he/him, obviously, calls himself libertarian, which I assume is a way disguised as closeted conservative beliefs. You watch his failed comedy career on display the first Friday of every month
Nice.
at Jesse's Extreme Sports Bar in Margate, Florida. Thank you for taking time away from masturbating to come to the January 6th Capitol riot footage to join us today.
I was
she was
gonna
gonna-
I was gonna ask you if you had been questioned by the FBI yet.
I thought she
I
was
would-
gonna
I
put
would
her own
like to
spin on
point-
it. I didn't know she was gonna read it verbatim.
I would like to point out the fact that Gio's the one that always talks about rich greed and white privilege, yet she's the one that took every fucking napkin as soon as these things came down. She's a ball of napkins in her hand because she took every napkin
I didn't
for
even know.
herself and left nothing. No, I don't want you nasty leftover napkins.
Oh my god.
Just saying, maybe
What?
check
What was I
yourself
doing?
every once in a while. Like maybe
I'm a princess.
You already
every,
got lipstick
maybe
all over
not
it.
every oppressive person looks like me, you know? Maybe.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
your white napkin privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
You just felt entitled to them.
Yeah.
I did for some reason. I just was like,
It was just
I admit-
it was instinctual, just like in case I run out of tampons, what, then you need to have them. Now I've got to sacrifice 9 napkins
do
for
not
your
know what
bloody
happened.
twat. Like that doesn't make any sense. Thank you again for the wings, Jason. I love taking money off Republicans.
It's about time you put something into this.
That's right.
so, Brett,
Mhm.
how long have you been doing comedy?
This month is my 3-year anniversary.
Cheers.
I haven't got my drink yet.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Mr. 10 years over here is like, oh, look at 3 years.
It's 11 actually,
All right,
but it's
see?
whatever.
Such a woman. It's actually 11.
It's 11.
We've
Okay.
actually been together
Yeah.
11 years.
I know I don't really count when I was off during COVID, but it's technically 11.
I did shows during COVID.
Are these spicy?
Yeah.
I was only out for like 2 months. when
Yeah,
things
no.
really shut down serious.
I took
Luckily,
every
we live
gig.
in the great state of Florida where we didn't really take it
Yeah,
serious.
every gig or every open mic that was open, I tried to.
I mean, some of us took it more seriously than others.
I didn't care. I was like,
And can I get a name for this time?
Mine under breath.
she's Gio.
Actually, the guy who called for the wings, you can have him.
It's all on Jason.
You hear that, Mr. Pellish? Now you got a bar tab.
Appreciate it. You come down, I'll buy you one.
That's right. Remember that when you go to the polls.
So you've been doing it 3 years?
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
started.
feels like you've been around longer.
I started the weekend of Memorial Day in 2019.
I don't know why I maybe thought that you had done it before. You know,
Yeah,
Well,
I think
the
you
only
like
thing
moved here. And
the only
started-
thing I did before, I did one set at the Comedy Store in LA on Kill Tony. That was my very first ever getting up on stage.
When was
good
that?
God. What a
Yeah, right.
just set that bar real high.
But it was
right
Kill
off
Tony.
the
It's
bat.
1 minute, so it's not like you
Yeah.
had to really set it. But
Yeah.
When was that?
I want to say it was 2016, 2015.
Did you just get a high from it and was like, I gotta.
Dude,
gotta
I
get
might
back
have been
into
there. I was in LA 2016.
It was the day before Christmas of I think 20, might have been 2014 going into 15 or 15 going into 16.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the day before, the day after Christmas.
No, I was there like it was either April or May of 2016.
If you want to look it up, I think it's episode 187 or 189. I can't remember.
I was there for a celebrity funeral. If you can believe it.
Who was it?
Dan Haggerty, Grizzly Adams.
Oh, wow.
He's my mother's best friend for like 20 years.
You mean you were on Kill Tony or? Oh, you
No,
were
I was at the
there
comedy
to
store.
go
I
to
went
the-
to the comedy store. I
Oh,
had
the
a,
show
I had a
just
couple
there.
of my own shows booked at like that place in Burbank, Flappers. I was booked there.
I hate that place.
Huh?
I hear comics from the Comedy Store. I hate that place.
I mean, maybe it was great for me. Like it was a great show
They
for
treat
me.
it like it's the bastard child of LA.
No, no. Well, I did like Ice House better, but I did go to the comedy store. I didn't perform on that trip.
It turned into a Terry Wayne interview.
I don't know. We were just talking. I thought,
It always does.
never mind. I'm just sitting over here. I don't even have to take any.
And here I am. I'm the reason he got up, not Gio. That's cute.
I can't help not talking about myself. Okay.
What was your other question?
So what is, like, as long as you've been doing this 3 years, what has become your favorite venue?
As of this year, I want to say Bruges Room is one of my favorites. But
To do open mics?
open mics,
Anywhere to do shows that you prefer? And then you
I-
can't say the improv,
yeah.
of course there is.
I've only done New Faces there, so and that just seems so easy and kind of canned that it's hard to fail. So
If you're funny at all, you're gonna get
Yeah.
laughs at the improv.
everyone's there so supportive. It's almost hard to not get a laugh.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So, what is your favorite place to do shows?
and obviously, I shouldn't say my own venue, right?
You can, I guess.
It's
But
probably one of my more favorite venues.
your venue's a lot of fun.
You never know what you're going to get with that crowd. Sometimes they're attentive and they're into it.
You know what?
Other times
All right, I
they're,
walked
just,
off my
they're just slam drunk, heckling.
I just know, like, I can say whatever I want at you. Like, I can say whatever I fucking want.
Oh, I love your mic.
Yeah.
I
This show.
Show.
sorry, show. No,
Don't disrespect my
Listen.
Show, excuse me.
he booked me to headline, which I unfortunately
I took a flyer on that one. I wasn't sure how it was going to go.
unfortunately these days I don't get many headline gigs anymore. But no, I love it. I could have done another 40 minutes at your.
Jason wants to know what political party are you registered with?
I'm actually registered on my voter ID as Democrat, but I affiliate with the Libertarian.
That blows me away. Do you just do
He
that
does
so you
that
can
so
vote
he
in their
can vote in the
primaries and fuck
primary.
everything up? I knew it. I knew it.
What about
I knew that's why you
Well,
did it.
well,
I knew it. I
I
thought about it
Jason,
myself.
I
what are you
literally only did it
registered
this
as?
last 2016
Mhm.
or 2016, so I could go for Tulsi Gabbard in the primary
Why Chelsea Gabbard?
because she seemed.
Just so you could fuck up their primaries.
No, I actually probably would have voted for her for president if they
Really?
let her go through.
That
He like
surprised.
really promoted it, Tulsi Gabbard.
Here's the man.
He really always.
There he is.
He always brought up Tulsi Gabbard during that fucking election. I was like, shut up.
I was very disappointed
too
when she
conservative.
bent the knee and
She shouldn't be president the same reason Trump should. Okay. You can talk about
she
getting
definitely had more qualifications.
a non-politician all you want to, but I'm sorry, when I have a heart attack, I don't want a plumber helping me
She was in Congress.
that dabbles in.
So we mean non-politician. She was in Congress. Tulsi.
Was she?
Yes, she was a congresswoman from Hawaii.
For how long? 'Cause that was the first
6
time I
years, wanna
ever
say,
heard her.
8 maybe.
Wow. All right.
You didn't know she was a
I stand corrected.
Hawaii congresswoman. She actually got more
I'd
votes.
never heard her
She
name.
got more delegates in the primary than
Yo,
Kamala
Jason.
Harris.
Thank you.
Kamala Harris got 0 delegates.
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard got 2. I believe.
Okay.
All right.
They didn't pick Kamala Harris for her.
So,
Oh no.
so your
Period.
venue is your favorite. What about outside of your venue? You got a favorite?
I'd say I really had a lot of fun at probably Bull Bar at CNI.
Nice.
It bums me out every time because I used to run a show called It Was the Bull, but now there's another Bull Bar. So everybody's like, "Oh, I love the Bull,"
Well,
and I'm like,
you can feel better now that it's shut down.
Yeah,
Bull
Bull
Bar
Bar-
is closed.
yeah, I
Bull
know.
Bar
So
is
is the other
also
one.
Because Bull Bar is the first time I ever got really heckled, and I roasted the chick, and she
Mhm.
threw a rocks glass at me. On stage.
Oh, I
Wow,
was there.
yeah,
I was
that's
there.
crazy. Yeah, you were there.
I was there. I went right after
That's
you.
crazy.
And I
She
was
threw
like,
a
oh my
rocks
God.
glass at my head and missed.
I've never had anybody throw anything. I had a biker threaten to kick my ass once on stage,
Yeah.
but that was it. Just words. I've never had somebody actually throw something.
Well, like I saw her approaching the stage, and it looked like she had it in her hand, like she was just going to throw the contents of it at me. So I wasn't really worried about it. But when she cocked back, I was like, "Oh, this is the whole glass coming."
You had a
And I
Dave
li-
Chappelle moment.
I literally didn't
No,
move an inch.
that was before the Dave Chappelle moment.
I had this split second thought of like, "She's never going to hit me," and it just whizzed right by me, hit the wall.
I remember that, and I started talking shit to that girl because I was like,
I couldn't tell if you were talking to me.
Yeah,
That's what I was-
you yelled at me.
Yeah, I yelled at
but
you
I
'cause I
was
thought you
talking
were
shit to
yelling at me.
her. I was like,
I was gonna fuck
yo.
up the mic now, but you were yelling at her, which I appreciate.
No, I could see why you might think I was yelling at you, but that
No,
wasn't.
all the
that
bulls
that
have
time
been
I took
shut
the
down.
guy's side. Okay.
Famously, my bull bar got shut down because the manager shot somebody.
Okay, so not to get disrupted by Terry's shooting story, what's your favorite moment that you've had in comedy?
I was
today?
getting a glass thrown at me.
That was probably
That was probably my favorite.
That's respect.
All right,
That's
what's your
respect.
biggest challenge doing comedy?
It's probably getting the order of like a set I want. Like I like to keep tweaking things, so I can never fully memorize like a end-to-end set, which is why I constantly like need to have like a reference point. Like, oh yeah, that one's next, because I've never sat down and like end-to-end wrote like a 20-minute set and right in the order that I want to leave it at.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you-
I know the jokes, I just don't remember what order I wanted to do them in. So kind of getting the segue into a nice flow
I think even if you write the set, and you get your order all situated before you perform it, you're gonna leave something out.
And I'm always continually changing it, which is like I need to just pick it.
Have you ever tried Louis C.K.'s way? He
What is-
says, anytime I want to write new material or I want to get things figured out, he says I take my closer and I open with it, and then I just try and figure it out as I go.
Yes.
That takes
You
balls.
tried to do that?
That
I
takes
have
balls.
I've tried to go off with my opening joke and my closing joke and then make up the rest in the middle.
Yeah.
And I think I just have like a brain lock up on stage where I'm just like, maybe I'll get 2 or 3 jokes in and then I'm like, riff with the crowd for a second. And I'm like, where did I leave off? Did I already say this joke?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't want to leave long periods of silence in my sets, even
Where
though
you're like,
even though it's probably best to just stand there and eat a dick for 30 seconds until you figure it out.
Yeah. But like nights like tonight, this is what these are here for. Like, who cares? Just go up and eat a dick for 5 minutes. Like,
Alright.
who cares?
Yeah, but if I can think of what I wanted to say and it eats a dick, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But then I'll get locked up, be like, there was something I just thought of that I wanted to do, and I
Brain
forgot what
farts.
it is.
All right.
Like maybe I want to make a manifesto joke tonight, and I'll just be doing 2 jokes, and I'll forget. I'll just leave it off.
Sure.
All right. So, Brett, who are you? What's your day job? Where are you from? Are you from Florida? Do you have any other projects other than just comedy?
Get over this.
Grew up in Maryland for 21 years, and then moved to Orlando to MMI. That's where
What's
they teach you how to
MMI?
work on
Isn't that
boats.
the home of Joe Biden? Not
Isn't that
Maryland?
Delaware?
Delaware. That's
Delaware.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
And even
No, it's
shittier state.
Pennsylvania. That's what.
But yeah,
Continue.
moved down to Florida in Orlando in 2005. Been here ever since. Yeah, I work on boats. I worked for the government for a minute on the Census Bureau.
Really?
Did a couple odd jobs like GameStop.
So wait, you worked on the Census Bureau.
Mhm.
Now, were you actually going around?
No, I didn't canvas. I was.
I think that's for the best. Like, because if you came to my house and opened my door, I'm like, it's January 6th, and I just start
Shut up,
shooting.
Terry.
January 6th
Yeah,
hadn't happened
I
yet.
knew
Don't
it.
even
I
insult
knew
our
it was gonna
guests,
happen.
Terry.
And I didn't
I
have
knew
a
it back
beer. I
then.
didn't have a beer until about a year and a half ago.
Don't insult our guests, Terry. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
that was my
I worked
job.
in inventory management.
do you have any other projects like podcasts or
Uh,
anything? Do you do like,
Nothing that's
skits?
officially out.
All
But
right. Do you want to give everyone? No, not yet. Okay.
give
Are
everyone
you
one.
ready to play the blame game?
He was
Brett,
born ready. Look at
Terry, I find that political humor is so hard to pull off. Who's to blame?
it. What?
Uh,
No,
You
this
said
is for
I'm like you
you.
were gonna take it.
No, I know this is for you.
Oh, it's probably everyone being so sensitive now. It's like people are a little bit scared to do it because of the cancellations and the how it can affect you when you're just starting out. Like as a comic, you can get pretty much blacklisted for early on now because everything's recorded, everything's getting out there. People are trying to make a name for themselves, and just any little thing of people being so offended.
You don't think you got to work harder though? Like, I mean,
Not
because
really.
But you can't.
it's not
You
go-
can't
it's
work
not
harder if they
necessarily-
don't let you work.
I feel like I don't know if you're talking about political humor or like.
Yeah,
There-
political humor.
No, but there used to be comedians that just did political humor and nothing else.
You're not
Now,
talking
if you don't
about
have
like
the
I
Daily
hate my
Show
wife
behind you,
jokes.
And it's-
Those
now
so
if you don't have the
divisive,
Daily
too.
Show behind you, you can't do any of that. There used to be people that just made a living going around making fun of politicians. Louis Black famously used to just do political humor.
And
when it started.
most of those are good at making jokes on both,
Both
sides, so
sides,
everyone
right.
feels involved.
Right.
But most people are just trying to be so ideological
It's
that they're
just-
making fun of one side.
say
and it
this.
just
I
sounds like a
blame Trump.
preachy
It's
rant.
not
I
that.
blame Trump because Trump is the one that took it from a politician to a demigod.
Let me just say
You know
this:
what I mean?
Republicans have a very hard time making the jokes, in my opinion. Not you.
No, I
will,
think
wait,
you
let me
don't.
just say this.
I don't
not
think you like.
No,
I
she's
think, I
right,
think you
actually.
make really
She's right. on this.
smart Republican jokes that make me giggle, even though I don't agree with what you're saying. But I think it trends towards a lot of them. It's not funny. It's just not funny to me.
I think that's because if you're talking about a Republican making a Republican joke, you already know he's biased toward this side, and it's going to look good on him.
Oh, you think
Right.
it's
I'm not a
'cause
Republican or
you're
a
like, oh,
Democrat,
I'm a
so I like to
Nah.
point out
Libertarians are
I like to
Republicans.
point out the
No.
absurdity of both.
You're a
So
Republican.
I don't have
We gotta
a
dis-
set ideology that lines up with either side, which most people do.
We got to disagree on this one, man.
You always, I'm sure.
No, I've agreed with you a lot on
Just
this.
because
but
socially you were
Republicans-
liberal, but the fact that you were,
You know what?
you apologize for the Republicans' behavior, their votes, whatever,
But I
a
think
lot.
when
Do
I
you
think
know
it's
what-
applicable,
Do you know when the Republicans stopped being funny? When they started being too mean. That was it. I'm sorry. I used to be a Republican. I used to make those jokes. I used to create those jokes. I was in that life. But they got to a point where they crossed the line where now you're just being way too mean. And it's not funny anymore. It's just not. It used to be funny.
I think Democrats also did that when they stopped trying to make it funny and they just tried to talk down to people.
I
and
would
it
say
just
progressives.
felt vindictive.
I wouldn't say Democrats. I would say progressives. I would say hard left
Liberal.
progressives. Yes,
All right, guys,
liberals.
we need to wrap up because the show's about to start. We're on it. We gotta wrap up.
We got to work
Brett,
off of these wings.
Do you have any social media, any shows coming up, anything you'd like to promote? Time.
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is all Brett A. Morris, 2 T's, 1 A in the middle, and 2 R's in Morris.
I feel like Jason's gonna follow you for sure.
What's that?
Jason's gonna follow you for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think he probably already does. I think we've had some back and forth in your comment section.
Oh, I'm sure he
Oh,
loves your.
No,
videos.
apparently Jason just wants words for white people. That's all he's.
Oh,
All right.
okay. He's white.
I'll just leave it.
That's what he's commenting
The
now.
white people. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So you gave him your. Are you
The
done?
social media is done. I'm on a show Thursday at Kuna Makaba Contest Corey's show in West Palm and Tabarina this week. It's all my social media, Instagram.
There you go.
All right.
You know where to find it.
All right. You know what that means? It is time for Terry Wayne to white flame. You guys.
I love that I'm wearing my Bailey Brothers Building and Loan Association shirt today because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a real It's a Wonderful Life vibe today. Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. That's the old saying that I heard when I was a kid all the time. So today's message for the honkies is actually words for all people, and it is rumors. Rumors is what we're talking about. I don't think people realize in the digital age how dangerous rumors can actually be. When you just tell your friend, hey, you know about Geo, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That was all fun and games when it was just Purple Monkey Dishwasher, playing the telephone game with people. But nowadays they're dangerous. They're really dangerous. Like, you can start with a rumor, you can start with something, but now you're going to have tens of thousands of people at minimum behind you believing that. And that's how you end up with the January 6th. That's how you end up with a fringe right and a fringe left, is by starting these small things. They're just snowballs. They're snowballs. So just remember, when you go to tell somebody, it's up to you as a person. It's up to you. It's your responsibility to know what you're saying and not put disinformation out there, because it will snowball on you. And the next thing you know, it gets out of hand. I mean, some of the original framers of some of these bills are the same ones that are now advocates against those same bills, because they didn't realize how it was going to get out of hand, how it was going to get out of control. Brady bill is one in particular comes to mind. And now we got people shooting up supermarkets. And it's not a direct cause, but it is a cause, And just remember, you don't want something like that carved on your tombstone. There is a legacy to think about for you personally. So when you start saying these things, and when you start saying them, even in small scenes, just like in this comedy scene right here, just remember one thing: the person that's talking shit about somebody else to you is going to talk shit about you to somebody else as soon as you're not there. So just remember that when you're having fun with your gossip and your rumors and all that shit. Geo?
All right. Thank you, Terry, for those words for white people.
Words for all people,
All people, sorry.
you especially.
Too bad I didn't move. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. I don't have anything coming up this week. Anybody else? I mean, you already gave your shows. Did you? All right.
Find me where you find me.
You'll see us next week on Monday. Until then, bye, guys. Jason, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Really appreciate the wings, man. That was awesome.
Come out to a show, man.
Yep.